Hello, my name is Larry Martin and I'm a solutions consultant with Beyond 20. Today I'm going to show you how to emulate having an expression in a report. What I'm referring to is an example when you have a business object where you have a field with data and you might have an alternative field that could have data, how you can use a case expression that says if this field is not empty, then use this data, else if the field is empty, use that data. Now in reports, it's not always as obvious how you would do that. So what I've done is I went in and I created a very simple business object called reporting demo. And I have two fields on the reporting demo object. I have a common data, which would be like your common customer information, or it may be common services or what have you inside of your Cherwell system. But then I added an alternate data field that might have, in some cases we're not using the common data, we're going to use this alternate data. An example where I've seen this used is if I have addresses, I might have an alternate address for shipping or mail versus my physical location. So anywhere where you might have a field that or need the expression this data unless, and then use this data instead. So I've got two records here. One of them does not have alternate data. One does have alternate data. And I'm going to show you the report on both. So I went ahead and created the report, and I'll show you what we're looking at so that it's a little clearer what we're getting to, and then I'll show you how we did it. So I'm going to run it for the current record. So on the report, run special, run for current record. And my report comes up, and again, it's just a very simple report. Common data. I have no alternate data. So my report field that I would actually have on a regular report is going to show me the data in the common data. Now, if I run this again for the other record where I have an alternate data field, again we're going to go Tools, Reports, Report Manager, run special, and run it for the current record. Now what you see is my common data field was called common data. My alternate data field had alternate data. So now my report data shows the alternate data field. Now as you can imagine, basically this says if alternate data is empty, then use the common data, else use the alternate data. But again, that's something that you may not know how to do in Cherwell reporting, and it's actually fairly simple. What we're going to do is use calculated fields. So to get to that, if you've already created a report and you're making a modification, then you'll have to come to your report, and then you're going to want to edit the report properties. Now when you're initially setting up a report and walking through the wizard, you get to the calculated fields through the wizard. It'll show up as you're advancing through the wizard. But once you've created that report, you'll come to this edit report properties, and down here you have the calculated fields. Then you would set that up similar to how you do it inside of Cherwell. So I hit add and I gave it a name. Then I chose my business object. Now in this case my business object is reporting demo, and it's going to be an expression of the type text. You can do dates, logical, and numbers. And it's the same as you would inside of Cherwell's expression manager. Common data, we want to do another expression, so we can do a case expression. If alternate data is empty, then use common data as the field, or default alternate data. Now of course you could make it the reverse of this, you could say if the reporting alternate data is not empty, then reporting alternate data, default common data. But that's how you go about getting a case expression into a Cherwell report so that you can do the same thing that you do inside of a one step or an action condition or anything of that nature. Now, on designing the report, our common data is straightforward. It's picking the common data field because I didn't do anything special here. The name of my calculated field, that is the name that's going to show up here in this data binding. So whenever I name that field report data, that's how I got it inside here so that I could choose it as the data binding for this field on the detail band. So again, create it, give it a name that you're going to be able to find, and select it. And that's how you turn a... Now this is for both records since I'm not running special. So as you can see with both records at once, this one has a common data field. It does not have alternate data. So the final value that I would display in my report becomes common data. This one has the comma data there, but it also has alternate data. By using the calculated field, what I end up displaying in my report is the alternate data value. So again, it's just something that I thought might be useful that people may or may not be aware of. And our purpose is to try to provide information that you can use in your environment. I'm sure you'll be able to expand upon this and make some pretty snazzy reports using that information. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We do produce these videos every week. If you have questions, go ahead and post them in the channel. We'll either respond via email or we'll produce a video with an answer to your question.